Ho, ho, ho! Merry Christmas!
Hey, so one of my favorite Christmas memories is hanging out, sitting by the Christmas tree, listening to Christmas music, particularly John Denver, Rocky Mountain Christmas. That was me and my dad's favorite Christmas albums, and waiting on the grandparents to come in town to celebrate Christmas and hang out at home and do a whole lot of nothing.
My favorite Christmas story was definitely the year I got my first guitar. I was 7 years old. This is not it. This is much nicer and cooler, but my first one was still pretty cool. I was 7 years old and I went to Chicago with my family for Christmas, and we went to this toy store where we were there in the winter time for Christmas break. And we went to this toy store and I picked up a toy guitar, one of the ones that you push buttons on and it makes noises and doesn't even have like real strings or whatever. And I told my parents I wanted one for Christmas. Fortunately, they got me a real one. Thank you, Mom and Dad. But yeah, definitely best Christmas ever. Merry Christmas.
So I remember this one Christmas, I think I was in 3rd or 4th grade, and I had asked Santa for go-go boots. When I got those freaking go-go boots, I felt such a rush of emotion. I thought I was gonna vomit. I think I cried and wore them for 2 days. So thanks for bringing up that memory again a long time ago. May Santa be as good to all of you. Ciao guys, love and Dio always.
Hi, Merry Christmas. Chuck Shute from the Chuck Shute podcast, and my Christmas story is one from when I was a little kid, and I started to suspect that maybe Santa Claus was not real. I think it maybe started with Santa Claus's handwriting looking very similar to my mom's handwriting, and so I think me and my brother started questioning if Santa Claus was real, and my dad was adamant that he was real and he was going to prove it to us. And so what he did was he got a tape recorder out. He said, "We're going to record this. We're going to hear Santa Claus." And so, you know, he hit the tape record, and we woke up the next day and we listened to the tape, and the voice on the tape sounded very familiar to my dad's voice. And we heard a bag, and he was like, "Ho, ho, ho! Let's see what we got in our bag here." And it sounded very much like a Toys R Us plastic sack as opposed to like a Santa sack. So it was at that point that I realized that Santa Claus was probably not real. So, Merry Christmas.
Hey y'all, Mike Cross, MC Rhodes, and this is Merle. And my Christmas story is a little while back, but as luck would have it, we were touring all the way up until Christmas, and last stop before we pulled into town was a truck stop. I had a Christmas Eve gathering to go to that night and hadn't done any Christmas shopping, so I proceeded to do my Christmas shopping via the truck stop. And a lot of my friends got some very peculiar gifts from me that year, you know, ice scrapers and safety gloves and things like that. Anyways, we had a good laugh about it, and it is the thought that counts, right? So I'd like to wish my friends at the Rock and Roll and Coffee Show a safe and Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. And we'll see you all next year. Say goodbye, Merle. Say goodbye. Okay.
My favorite Christmas memory, I would have to say, would probably be when I was a child. We used to go to my grandparents' house every Christmas Eve. We would just have a huge party with about 30, 40, 50 people there, it seemed like when I was a kid. But everybody would just be having fun, laughing, telling stories, and just having just a good old time.
Hey R&R Coffee Show viewers, it's Cassidy Paris here, and one of my favorite Christmas memories is being shown The Grinch Who Stole Christmas for the very first time as a little girl. It is an absolute classic here in the Janevsky household, and we love watching it every single year at Christmas time. Thank you so much for your support, and have a very safe and Merry Christmas.
Hey, this is Rob Lane from Straight to Video over in the UK, and thinking back, I had some great Christmases growing up. It was the 80s, so it was always a lot of fun, and all the big pop culture stuff was happening. So it was either Star Wars, moving on to Transformers, or He-Man as gifts, so who couldn't get excited about that? And then at one point, BMX Mania kicked in. But looking back, I think one of my favourite Christmas memories, which got me super excited. It happened just before Christmas, and my uncle told me that for Christmas Day, as a treat, he'd managed to get hold of copies of 3 of my favourite films. Now this was, I think it was in probably 1985, and he managed to get hold of copies of Ghostbusters, Gremlins, and The Last Starfighter. 3 of my favourite films to this day. I can't imagine how many times I've watched those films, and I just remember being so excited that he managed to get what you used to call pirate copies, or dodgy, ropey copies of them. This was before streaming, obviously, in YouTube, and it took forever for films to come out on VHS or even on the TV. That was years after the films had been released. So the fact that he managed to get these 3 films copied and we got to watch them over Christmas was like super exciting. So that for me is one of my favorites. So Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
Hello everyone, this is Patrick Stone from Butterside, and from all of us and the Rock and Roll Coffee Show, we'd like to wish you a very, very Merry Christmas.